So I build electric guitars, and when I'm not doing that, I'm doing band stuff or listing stuff on eBay. I don't really have any spare time to earn any extra pocket money. So I figured I'd just Truman Show myself and pimp out my privacy. This is Last Chance Arcade.
Morning, little man. Oh, it's so wiggly.
Heyo, it's Monday, it's the start of another week, and we're buttering some bread. We're hitting the kettle, and we're gonna start our day right with a delicious coffee. If you remember correctly, I mentioned that we're going to start doing a bit of a different format, a bit of an actual format, as it were. So I've had no better suggestions yet, so I'm going to call today Music Monday. There are a few different musical endeavours that I've followed this week, and I've listened to. There's been a nice little new EP by Haysmith and Less and Jake. There's been a banging new track by Lunacy about Your Nan, which is just phenomenal. Some great bars, gotta listen to it. But I haven't actually written anything, so I'm going to talk to you about something that I actually know. So I've mentioned before that I'm in a band, so I'm going to tell you all about that, the history of Theseus. Not the mythological Greek character Theseus, but the band Theseus, my band, Theseus. So it started about 2019. It started with me and my friend Kyle and Jake, our friend Jake, who's stag do that I'm going on next month. We decided, we all play music. We're all in bands, except me. I wasn't in a band. But they all play pop punk. So why don't we make something a little bit heavier? So we set off doing that. Just us three. Jake on drums, Kyle on guitar, me on bass. And we started looking around for another guitarist and a singer. Which we went through a few little, I wouldn't say auditions, but we asked our mates if they wanted to come join in. We got down the Rim Dog himself, the big local legend Harrison Rimmer. Again, amazing musician, but I don't think he was quite vibing with us, so that didn't go much further. But what we did get was a real legend, a true homie, Big Felix. We got Felix in, and he was on lead guitar. So we looked for singers for quite some time, couldn't find one. Felix eventually sent in a chat a video of him singing, and it was mint. It was really good. So it was yeah, let's just push forward this, and we started the band. And we called ourselves Old Selves. When we're all together, we feel like our old selves again. Now that lasted for a little while, but the pace wasn't great. We weren't doing that much, and because of that, we found a new drummer, and that was Tom Clark, and he stayed with us for the longest time. He is a phenomenal musician, a phenomenal drummer, a very wise, beyond his years, knowledgeable lad, and the biggest Doctor Who fan I've ever met. He got me into it. I used to hate it. Now I fucking love it. I say I love it. I haven't seen any of the Shooty Gatwa stuff. I finished with Jodie. I should probably get back into it. Either way, we started the band, and we got in Marcus to play lead while Felix was singing. And Marcus, again, phenomenal guitarist, so good. But after a amount of time, him and Felix didn't gel. So we swapped out Marcus for Alex. And that was the lineup. That was like the main lineup, I would say. We did a little tour. We had the best time until Felix left the band, and we was kind of like, oh, we don't really know what to do here. We don't want to kill it. We all still love playing music, and we all enjoy each other's company. So at that point is when Theseus was born. At that point, me and Alex were making guitars at UKGB, UK Guitar Builders, which is no more, but it was amazing for, getting to know people. That's where we met Ben. That's where I met some of my favourite people of all time. We're talking Anthony Platts. We're talking Chris Mays. We're talking people that I probably shouldn't be using their last names. Never mind.
Okay, got it.
But yeah, that was the lineup. And oh no, it wasn't. We'd swapped out Tom. When we turned into Theseus, Tom was like, it's a bit too much. A bit too kind of, he'd have to sit down for a long time. And like, you could put that guy in front of any band and he will just smash the drums to smithereens in the most perfect way. But when Ben's writing the riffs and they're all in crazy time signatures, he'd need to sit down and practice it. And I just don't think like I say, he's a busy guy on the music scene. He just didn't really have the time to commit to that type of thing. So we swapped him out for Big Don, Big American Don. And that's when Theseus was born. And we called it Theseus because, I don't know if you know the classic tale, The Ship of Theseus. It's like a thought experiment of, if something breaks on your ship and you replace it, and then something else breaks and you replace it, how many things on the ship could you replace before it becomes a different ship? Can you still give it the same name if everything else is replaced? And so since we'd swapped out so many band members, we were like, that's essentially the same fucking thing. So we called ourselves Theseus. And then it was brilliant. We played a bunch of shows. We had a great time. We got through Battle of the Bands and all that kind of stuff before we lost out to Sleuth Gang, who were absolutely incredible musicians. Great live performers. Everything was great. Although saying that, at the last Battle of the Bands, there is 7 members of Sleuth Gang, and they all brought their families, so the vote went in their favour. Either way, they probably deserved it. But, that's just something I was allowed to get salty over at the time. Like I say, I'm quite salty every now and again. So yeah, we started playing, we got a bunch of songs, we released an album. I would highly recommend you go and check it out. It's not to toot my own horn too much, but it is actually a pretty banging little, I want to say 8-song album. Real good. Oh, we didn't even mention Leon, the fucking face of Theseus, yeah. He came in when Felix left. He was a vocalist by his own right, but he'd never been in a band. And when he started playing, when he started singing, he was, I think he was too afraid to like project his voice. So all the gigs that we'd play, the guy doing the sound check, the sound guy would like be pointing at the thing, like, there's no sound coming through the microphone. There's a little bit, but not much. And sure enough, even though he was quite obviously scared to do it, he did it, and he did it, and he did it over and over again. And now, you fucking go to a show, his vocals, man, they're so good. They're so good. Yeah, come and see us if you're in the area. I'll probably plug gigs on here when we've got them. We've got one in the pipeline at the moment. I can't remember where it is. But, yeah, that's essentially the tale of Theseus. We released the album. We played Metal to the Masses. We got to the last round. We got to the final. Then a bunch of lovely young gentlemen in a different band won, which was quite surprising to us and all the other bands. But, they did it. They got to play Bloodstock. Good on them. You can't fault them. Even if there was loads of suspicious circumstances surrounding the win, you cannot fault them. We're still doing things, and we will continue to do things until you know, global domination and all that. Anyway, that's the story of Theseus. I should probably wrap up with a humble quote now. And I found this quote by Vic Reeves, York legend. I think he's from York. He's definitely got a house in York. Weirdly, I used to go kickboxing with Vic Reeves' son. So the quote goes something like this. I don't know what it means. I don't know what this means. Out Demons Out by the Edgar Broughton Band is a good album. And they had fantastic hair. So much that you couldn't see their faces at all. But the most triangular haircut in rock belonged to Mick Box, guitarist in Uriah Heep. He had that thick, slightly curly hair that was so dense it was out in a huge triangle by the time it got to his waist. If anyone knows what that means, let me know. It's inspiring somehow, but at the same time, confusing. So, yeah, enjoy that. See ya.